The Anunnaki, they are these beings that came from off-world.
So these are aliens?
These are aliens. Anunnaki is a general term. It doesn't mean one race. It's a term to say those who came from heaven to earth. That's it. Ancient Sumeria, the people there were advanced beyond belief. So these people were extremely intelligent, but they were influenced by these Anunnaki Atlantean people.
Hidden within the ancient tablets of the Epic of Gilgamesh are secret messages left by the Anunnaki king for modern civilization, offering timeless wisdom and cautionary tales.
We keep slapping our ancient ancestors in the face, doubting their wisdom and doubting their understanding of what really happened.
This legendary narrative, chronicling the adventures of Gilgamesh and his companion Enkidu, reveals profound insights into humanity's quest for immortality, the value of friendship, and the consequences of hubris.
For example, the Epic of Gilgamesh is giving you the full story of Noah's Ark. The generalization of the story is coming directly from these ancient tablets.
As scholars uncover more fragments and interpretations of this ancient epic, they piece together a tapestry of mythology, history, and philosophy. In the mid-19th century, a renewed interest in archaeology and history sparked the rediscovery of ancient civilizations.
The homegrown archaeologists that aren't afraid to talk say that these fortresses were built in a day and a night by the beings that came from heaven.
During this pivotal period, the story of Gilgamesh, a legendary figure from Sumerian lore, began to surface through a series of archaeological excavations in the ancient Near East. These efforts uncovered remnants of a long-forgotten civilization buried under the sands of time. Mesopotamia, often referred to as the cradle of civilization, was located in the fertile region between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, corresponding to modern-day Iraq. This region was home to some of the earliest known cities, such as Uruk, Ur, and Babylon. The rich soil and abundant water supply supported the development of complex societies, advanced agriculture, and early writing systems, laying the foundations for human civilization.
They actually, in the tablets, talk about clearing out the Euphrates and the Tigris to make it better for irrigation.
In 1849, British archaeologist Austin Henry Layard made a groundbreaking discovery while excavating the ancient city of Nineveh, one of the oldest and most significant cities of the Assyrian Empire. Nineveh, located near the modern city of Mosul in northern Iraq, had been a major center of trade, politics, and culture in ancient Mesopotamia. Among Layard's most remarkable findings was the library of Ashurbanipal, the last great king of the Neo-Assyrian Empire. This vast collection of clay tablets, inscribed with cuneiform script, contained a wealth of information about the Assyrian Empire, its history, religion, literature, and science. The library, dating back to the 7th century BCE, was a treasure trove of knowledge that provided an unprecedented glimpse into the ancient world. Interestingly, the discovery of Ashurbanipal's library was serendipitous. Layard initially set out to find artifacts and treasures, but he stumbled upon a more valuable find: the written records of a civilization.
These people were scribing specifically what they were told to write by their god or their lord or their master.
The sheer volume of tablets, estimated to be around 30,000, suggested a highly literate society that valued the preservation of knowledge. The decipherment of cuneiform was a monumental achievement that unlocked the secrets of ancient Mesopotamian civilization.
These translations are ancient, in my opinion, because we're talking about 17 and 1800s. The tablets were already translated.
Cuneiform, one of the earliest systems of writing, was characterized by its wedge-shaped marks made on clay tablets with a reed stylus. This script was used by several ancient cultures, including the Sumerians, Akkadians, Babylonians, and Assyrians. The challenge of deciphering cuneiform fell to scholars like Sir Henry Rawlinson, a British army officer and linguist. Rawlinson's breakthrough came with the Behistun inscription, a multilingual inscription carved into a cliff in what is now Iran. The inscription, commissioned by King Darius the Great of Persia, was written in 3 languages: Old Persian, Elamite, and Babylonian. By comparing the known language of Old Persian with the cuneiform script, Rawlinson and other scholars were able to crack the code of cuneiform. By the 1850s, significant progress had been made in understanding cuneiform, allowing scholars to begin translating the vast collection of texts from Ashurbanipal's library. Among these texts was a particular set of 12 tablets that revealed a coherent and enthralling narrative, the story of Gilgamesh.
All the different people that have researched them have a very similar story.
The Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the oldest known works of literature, is a rich tapestry of mythology, history, and philosophy. The narrative follows Gilgamesh, the semi-divine king of Uruk, and his adventures with his companion Enkidu. Their journey takes them through various trials, including the confrontation with the monster Humbaba, the rejection of the goddess Ishtar, and the quest for immortality following Enkidu's passing. The epic begins with Gilgamesh, the king of Uruk, who is described as 2/3 divine and 1/3 human. His extraordinary strength and wisdom make him a formidable ruler, but his arrogance and oppressive rule cause his people to cry out to the gods for relief. In response to their pleas, the gods create Enkidu, a wild man who lives among the animals. Enkidu's initial innocence and harmony with nature contrast sharply with Gilgamesh's urban civilization. A temple servant named Shamhat is sent to tame Enkidu, introducing him to human culture and society. This transformation from wild man to civilized companion sets the stage for his friendship with Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh and Enkidu become fast friends, their bond solidified by their shared adventures. They undertake a perilous journey to the cedar forest to confront Humbaba, the fearsome guardian appointed by the god Enlil. Despite Humbaba's terrifying presence, they manage to defeat him, showcasing their bravery and strength. This victory, however, sows the seeds of their eventual downfall by angering the gods. The gods decree that Enkidu must be expunged as punishment for their defiance. Enkidu's passing is a pivotal moment in the epic, profoundly affecting Gilgamesh. His grief and despair drive him to seek the secret of immortality, fearing his own mortality and the futility of human endeavors. This quest takes him on a journey beyond the known world, into the realms of the gods and the unknown. Gilgamesh's search for eternal life leads him to Utnapishtim, the only mortal granted immortality by the gods after surviving a great flood. Utnapishtim recounts the story of the flood, which closely parallels the biblical account of Noah's Ark. Despite Gilgamesh's efforts, he ultimately fails to obtain immortality. Utnapishtim reveals that the secret of eternal life lies in accepting one's mortality and finding meaning in the transient human experience. An interesting comparison can be made between the Epic of Gilgamesh and Homer's Iliad and Odyssey. Both epics explore themes of heroism, the human condition, and the quest for immortality. However, while Homer's epics are rooted in Greek mythology and focus on the exploits of mortal heroes, the Gilgamesh epic delves deeper into existential questions and the limits of human ambition, reflecting the values and beliefs of ancient Mesopotamian society. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Epic of Gilgamesh is the story of the Great Flood, recounted by Utnapishtim, the immortal survivor. In this narrative, Utnapishtim tells Gilgamesh how the gods decided to send a flood to destroy humanity, but advised him to build a boat to save his family and the seed of all living things. This story bears a striking resemblance to the biblical account of Noah's Ark in the Book of Genesis. Scholars have theorized that the flood myth in the Epic of Gilgamesh may have influenced the biblical narrative, suggesting a shared cultural memory of a catastrophic flood in the ancient Near East. This theory is supported by the fact that flood myths are prevalent in many ancient cultures, pointing to a possible historical event or a collective human response to natural disasters. An intriguing theory posits that Gilgamesh may have been a historical figure who reigned over the city-state of Uruk around 2700 BCE. Evidence supporting this theory includes the Sumerian king list, which mentions a king named Gilgamesh who ruled Uruk for 126 years. While the epic embellishes his life with mythical elements, it is possible that the stories were inspired by a real king, whose deeds and legacy were magnified over time. This theory highlights the fluid boundary between history and myth in ancient storytelling. Over the years, additional fragments of the Gilgamesh epic have been discovered at various archaeological sites across Mesopotamia, such as the ancient cities of Ur and Babylon. These fragments have allowed scholars to fill in gaps and clarify ambiguities in the narrative, enhancing our understanding of the text. Each new discovery has helped refine the epic, revealing variations in the story that reflect different cultural contexts and periods. For instance, some versions emphasize Gilgamesh's divinity more than others, while certain passages highlight different moral and philosophical themes.